Welcome to BlueVision.com. I'm here with Mike Lights, who just gave a phenomenal performance here. Hey, Mike, you're new to the scene, man. Share the people. Tell the people who you are, man.
Okay, my name is Mike Lights. I'm originally from Durham, North Carolina. As I told a lot of the audience, I'm pretty much a product of that whole Durham, North Carolina collective, which would consist of Little Brother, which is Ninth Wonder, Pooh Infante, and that's kind of what I considered North Carolina hip-hop for the longest time. And so one day before I came to DC, I actually met Ninth Wonder, and I had him listen to a track on the BlackBerry, and it just so happened that, you know, he kind of gave me that little push. He was like, you know, your flow and your rhyme schematics are really simple, but, you know, you could work on that and your voice is nice. And that's the reason you should continue. So I took that to heart, and fast forward, I'm here. I just did a mixtape release party. I had a good showing. A lot of people came. Got a good amount of reporters here, and I mean, things are really starting to roll. Gonna perform with Ninth Wonder in October at U Street Music Hall. Probably gonna perform at 930 Club with Mick Boogie and Tabby and all of Dame Dash's crew. I mean, it's definitely starting to transform, and I'm not 100% certain, you know, why, because I know I'm a regular guy, but, you know, things are just happening. So I'm really feeling just blessed, kind of.
So how did you get into music, man?
I mean, I was sitting in a grocery store parking lot one day, and my friend, close friend of mine, this guy Brent Hall, we were just sitting there and listening to some radio rap, and it was bad, it was awful. And I kind of turned to him and I was like, man, I could probably do this better, but I kind of mumbled it. And he was like, oh, you can do this better? And so he's like, why don't we go get a recording set up and we'll see if you can. So bought this $99 setup from Best Buy, and kind of the rest was history. I put this Hot Boys beat on, this Missy Elliott joint, and the flow was like really crazy. It was like some hood flow. It was like, seats is leather, luggage is Toomey, sheets Egyptian, and so is the groupie. I stack notes, you could blame it on my loose sleeve. Fucks with pastel, but I'm better in the two-piece. It was just real grimy. And like the thing is, like, now I look back on it like, damn, that's just not you at all. But I thought it was hot at the time, and I thought it was better than what was on the radio, and that's why I started doing this, because I knew that I could put something out that was better than what I was hearing.
Hey, man, I seen you get down, and yeah, I like you saying you got a very distinctive voice as well. Semi-distinctive. You kind of remind me of Drake. Are you worried about those type of comparisons to Drake or J. Cole?
You know, anytime.
From who's from your hometown?
Yeah. You know, my flow is very different from J. Cole. J. Cole has that fast, all out, lay it all down, and, you know, don't breathe too much kind of flow. The way I don't really like to categorize myself. The way I think about my music is I want to find that universal intersect. Like, a lot of the underground movement is very soulful, it's very thoughtful. All the lyricism's there, but that pop essential piece is missing, and that's why it's not played on the radio, right? And then you have this really pop stuff, which is, you know, your Soulja Boys and everybody else that get radio spins all the time, but they really miss the thoughtful element. And so I'm trying to find that intersect right now. And it was crazy because Couch Sessions, who hosted this mixtape release party, he actually described it better than I've ever heard anyone describe it, which is basically like, it's this sound, this soulful sound that I got a lot of my beats from Ninth Wonder's crew, and they have this soulful sample kind of melody, and I have this pop style of lyricism, which is very clear, concise bars, basic rhyme schematics, and I keep them basic intentionally because no one can understand me if I say, I'm a late 80s baby, and as a baby I drove a lady for crazy, and anyway my father vacated. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can't sing along to that. People can't identify with that. So I spit slower bars, and the slower bars are intentional, and they're meant so that people can sing along, that they can actually feel something with me. I want people to feel like they have a conversation with me after I spit.
So I do this little dance. I do this little dance called the reject. Here we go.
All right. My next question for you, man, is talk about the mixtape. Bright Song dropping August 30th.
Well, I titled it Bright Song because it's a symbolic gesture. When you have your bright song in your car, you're basically trying to see the obstacles ahead in advance, and you're trying to find your way to an ultimate destination. That's what I'm doing. It's the ultimate symbol for my path. Right now, there's a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of things that are probably unforeseen obstacles, and at this point in the game, I'm so young and so naive. It's just bound to happen. Ups and downs, peaks and valleys. It's just the way it is. It's the game, and I'm basically with my mixtape just trying to show that I'm prepared for it. Bright Song, it's full speed ahead, third lane. What it is.
Read your blog, man, on your website, michaellights.com.
Yes, sir.
And this quote definitely stood out to me.
Okay.
The more and more I continue on with the uncertainties of this path I have taken, the more comfortable I feel with being lost. That was basically you focusing on you getting started in the game a year ago, and to where you are now. Today, you just performed for your mixtape. Speak on that quote more, man.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really glad you asked that. Basically, I come from a very organized structure, family-wise. I've been an honor roll student all my life. I went to school on scholarship, graduated with honors. I did 5 internships before I even took my first job. I've just always been that kid that I try to overachieve, I try to win. That's just me. And what happened was I had so much structure in my life that when it came to music, there was no structure. And I was really confused at first. And I didn't know how to climb or promote myself. I didn't know how to do anything because I wasn't used to not having that guaranteed pay raise, at this mark. I wasn't used to having no schedule. I wasn't used to anything. There's just no structure in it. So what happened was I was really uncomfortable at first when I first started all this, and I just didn't know what I was doing. I was so lost. And then all of a sudden I started to see that anytime I did anything, anytime I did a show, or anytime I put out a little track, or anytime I did anything that was related to music and I put energy out there, it came back. And I started to see, it's not necessarily about having this grand scheme, point A, point B, point C, point D. It's not like that. It just doesn't operate like that. It's a monster in its own. So I basically had to understand what it's like to be lost and still progressing. And that right there is how you continue on. You have to be insane to do this. You really do. Because, for example, I worked at Giorgio Armani. I worked at the Department of Defense. I worked at Ogilvy Public Relations, which is one of the biggest public relations firms in the world. I mean, I've done stuff, and I understand what it's like to have a good job and security. Like, that stuff is very, very good. Health insurance, you got a lot of things. But in order to just do music, you have to be certifiably insane. Because you're basically risking it all in the hopes that people will like you. And that's where I was sort of uncomfortable. And then what I found was, it's all your perspective. If you look at it from the corporate world, it looks crazy. But if you just be present and in the moment and just do what you know is right, and you get there. And that's what I meant to say when I was feeling more and more comfortable with being lost, because at that point I was about to enter into a Sean Kingston show. I was opening up for Sean Kingston, and I couldn't tell you how I got there. I couldn't tell you the steps I took. All I can tell you is that I just grinded my way there. I did tracks here, I did tracks there. I hit up people. I constantly made connections. I did whatever I could, and I landed an opportunity. And that's the same way that this all works. I mean, I just did a mixtape release party hosted by a huge blog, Couch Sessions, and I couldn't tell somebody else how to do it. I just did it. I don't know how. And that's what I mean by I'm just comfortable with being lost now. Like I'm here. There's no turning back.
Dig it.
Yet
Dig
I'm
it.
free. I'm free. That's the thing. It's like when I come in here and I start engineering my own stuff, I start cutting myself, I start doing whatever it is I have to do to get to the next level, I'm investing in myself. Lots of times when people go to work, they're investing in their time and their energy into someone else. And that's the big difference. It's just the cost, you know what I'm saying? But keep in mind, you know, I sleep on a couch, you know, on a futon every single day, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm living some glamorous life. You know what I'm saying? I'm struggling, I'm grinding, but I know that there's something huge right around the corner. If I could just get there. So incremental steps right there.
Well, people, you heard it from his own mouth, Mike Lights. Again, his mixtape Brights On, coming out August 30th.
Yes, sir.
All right, check them out on michaellights.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Michael Lights as well. All right, thanks for your time, Mike.
Thank you.
Rushing up on fortune, learning regulations that the SEC is enforcing. Trying to get this money right, wanna keep these honeys round. Haters should believe it, cause I can foresee it going down. I'm aiming for the top and I'm battle for shine. They told me I should stop cause I'm out of my mind. But I'm just here to take up my slice of the pie. So forget away, I'm acting if my actions out of line. Hit the flows, family talk the way I'm at lines. Fuck it, it's AT&T is the rate I'm dropping lines. They don't even understand my grind. As if it matters, cause it's only a matter of time. Before I rule the world. Before I rule the world. Oh shit. Let's stop fucking around with them, though, ladies. Hold on real quick. Let me talk to him real quick.